Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580. That's right. Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580. By the way, if you miss any of our weekly shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcast of your favorite shows at your leisure at KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black. Got your black. Oh my God. Follow the lead. Follow the lead. Follow the lead. Follow the lead.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story. So she's driving me insane, that stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, and I'm about to be away. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
No, it's good, I think.
Samsara refers to the cycle of death and rebirth. It is the natural cycle of creation, maintenance, and dissolution that all material things undergo. For nearly all philosophical systems stemming from the Indian subcontinent, the true self is viewed as pure awareness. It is eternal and categorically different from all material things. Although in each cycle of samsara, it inhabits a material body and appears within one of the various species of life, including aquatics, plants, insects, reptiles, birds, mammals, and humans. According to the Dharmic traditions, the type of material body the self experiences is due to karma, which is the concept that one's birth, life experiences, and lifespan are the result of deeds previously performed. Because the true self is eternal, the natural cycle of samsara is viewed as wholly unnatural to the true nature of the self. After all, how can the individual sentenced to death, but offered a last meal before the execution, enjoy that meal? In light of the fragility and impermanence of life, how can we find lasting happiness? Grounded in the belief that samsara is a cycle of birth and death imposed upon the true self, most spiritual systems of India, such as yoga and Vedanta, concern themselves with removing this imposition by various spiritual practices, such as meditation, study, and devotion. Success in spiritual practice is said to confer moksha, or liberation from samsara. Failure to attain moksha results in reincarnation, that is, consciousness is made flesh again in another round of life, and the struggle for existence that always culminates in death.
Ladies and gentlemen, you already know. The voice of reason back in the building live on KBLA Talk 1580. I know that sounded like a bunch of spiritual mumbo jumbo, but our psychology is moving towards those thoughts. Huh? Tonight's topic, relationship samsara. Oh, do you find yourself reliving patterns in different relationships? Oh, do you find yourself in a new relationship with reincarnated problems from the past one? Ooh, Lord, 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 Lord. Relationship samsara. Samsara, Sanskrit word, noun, endless cycle of death and rebirth. Toxic relationships die all the time, but the toxicity that helped create those relationships live on in the next one. Ooh, Lord. Huh? Yay! Your job is to see you. See how you show up. Right? You lose sight of you. You blame somebody else for your disappointment, your dissatisfaction. Huh? Relationship samsara. A deeper look at relationships that go through destructive, negative, toxic, repetitive cycles of disappointment. Samsara, the Sanskrit term. Endless cycle of death and rebirth. Transmigration of souls. Oh, those lessons are going to keep coming down. You heard me say it before. Many people call it generational curses. No, they're generational lessons, generational tasks. 1866 from Sanskrit, samsara. A wandering through. How many of you are wandering through your relationships trying to understand how you got back into this same problem? Ooh. From the prefix sam, denoting, right, listen, completeness. From pi root, sem, one as one, together with, right, to run, to glide, to flow. Yeah, you're going to keep flowing in and out of these toxic relationships until you recognize your contribution to their downfall. I get tired of people thinking, ain't nothing wrong with me. I get tired of people thinking, I don't have nothing to work on. I get tired of people saying, there's nothing that I need to change about me. Yes, literally, the Wheel of Time. There's a television show out called The Wheel of Time. And as the previous clip explained, there's no liberation from the Wheel of Time, from the Wheel of Samsara. Now, the Hindus believe it, the Buddhists believe it. The Wheel of Time, right? And what causes this incessant Wheel of Time to turn? Well, the term is karma. The Sanskrit word for karma is action. Well, if you listen, if you've modeled toxicity, those are the patterns you bring into your relationship. You are bringing the wheel of toxicity into your relationships. Your norm is toxic. Now, I know you don't want to hear it that way, but it is. And until you go into the relationship looking for how you show up, you're not going to be able to stop the wheel of time, i.e., karma. The wheel of time, samsara, is fueled by karma. Karma, Sanskrit word, action, patterns, negative patterns, attachment styles, communication styles. Until you recontextualize your life, what you think is right about relationships, Until you figure that out, you're going to keep attracting the same kind of person. How do you recognize the patterns in your relationships that lead to negative cycles? How do you look for them? Huh? 1-800-920-1580. Don't front tonight, Los Angeles. You know Texas is going to be in here heavy. Don't let Texas win now. Last time we were embarrassed by Texas when they played USC and beat Reggie Bush and them in the bowl. Don't let this happen tonight. 1-800-920-1580. What triggers the repetition of negative behaviors or conflict in your relationships? Are there specific situations or topics that often initiate these negative cycles? How do your past experiences influence the repetitive patterns in your current relationship? Relationship Samsara. Say it with me. Relationship Samsara, the wheel of time that is fueled by karma, the patterns that equate to your norm. 1-800-920-1580. Come on now. In what ways do you contribute to the negative cycles? And how can you break free from these patterns? To break free, for the Sanskrit, the Buddhist may, well, the Hindu may say nirvana, right? They may say nirvana. The Buddhist calls it samsara. The Buddhists call it moksha. The term moksha means liberation. To be free of what you modeled. Because not everything you modeled was good. I know. We talked about Big Mom and them having a 50-year marriage. But they had to stay. Oh, financial reasons. She couldn't go nowhere. Papa was paying for everything, so she had to live with his toxicity. We talked about that last week. What role does communication play in perpetuating these negative cycles? What is your family's communication style? Is it avoidant? You know, an avoidant communication style lends itself to creating conflict because you don't deal with what needs to be dealt with. You were raised in an environment that taught you to be quiet. Ooh, are y'all ready? Are there unspoken expectations or assumptions that fuel the repetitive conflicts? How do unresolved issues from the past resurface and impact your current relationship dynamics? Have you observed any changes in your emotional responses during these negative cycles over time? Ooh, I know y'all not ready. How do unresolved issues from the past resurface and impact your current relationship dynamics? Right? What coping mechanisms or defense mechanisms do you employ or does your partner employ during these toxic cycles? How do you handle disagreements? You always say, oh, I feel stuck. I feel stuck. Has your loneliness turned into a type of relational glue? Has your fear of being lonely turned into a relational glue and a relational adhesive? How do you handle disagreements? And are the patterns that you use to deal with disagreements, do they actually create and escalate conflict? Relationship Samsara. You want to get off the merry-go-round of mediocrity. You want to get off the merry-go-round of the doldrums of, I know I deserve better. I know I want better, but how do you get better? Well, it's real simple. You become better. It's not your partner's job. It's your job. Get better. Stop being manipulative. Stop being passive aggressive. What? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. This is going to be crazy tonight. Have you sought professional help or therapy to address these negative and repetitive patterns? If not, what has stopped you? You scared? You scared of the therapist? You scared? 1-800-920-1580. Get to it. What impact Do external stressors, work, financial issues, family, have on your relationship Samsara? You want to get off the merry-go-round? I know you do. Hey, the voice of reason is on fire. KBLA Talk 1580. You know what it is. We got news and traffic coming up next. Let's get it.
The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings.
Next.
What up, y'all? Y'all feeling the intro? I need you to get on the phone lines. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's talk tonight. It's a conversation. It's a conversation. I need you on the lines. Everybody hit the like button. The likes are lagging. Let's go. Hey, how many minutes I got?
90 seconds.
Please hit the like button, family. We need to get into the algorithm. Please hit the like button. Please, please, please. Show your love. Hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. Hey, thank you for the $5. Whoever hit the super chat. Let's keep the super chats rolling. We're 20 minutes in already. I need your support big time. Yogi Fish, thank you, brother. Live in 30. Man, don't get my playlist started already. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. My playlist is my co-host, Shalimar, headed up by Howard Hewitt. This is the Shalimar, man, that had Jody Watley and Jeffrey Daniels. Man, woo, that's a great record over and over. To fit our topic, relationship samsara. Are you going through the same cycles? You feel stuck. You're going through the same cycles over and over again. You want better, but you seem to never get better. You think you deserve better, but you haven't really put in the work. 1-800-920-1580 in the realm of intimate relationships. Individuals often find themselves trapped in repetitive negative cycles. These cycles can be emotionally draining and hinder a person's individual and personal growth. By exploring the ancient Hindu concept of samsara, we can gain valuable insights into understanding and breaking free, moksha, breaking free from these patterns. Tonight's topic delves into the profound and intellectually enriching questions surrounding the merging of intimate relationships with this ancient concept of samsara. Samsara, in Hindu philosophy, refers to the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. Oh God, one relationship ends, another one begins. It's sweet in the beginning. You got that 18-month honeymoon period. The enhancement bias is in full effect. And next thing you know, it's 3 years later and you're starting to tire. You're starting to see things that remind you, that are reminiscent of the past. 1-800-920-1580. You're in the cycle again. Y'all ready to get busy? Let's get these phone callers in here. Callers, you're on the line. Who's been on the longest? Let's get JT from Atlanta. Let's go.
What's up, Uncle Bill? How's the channel doing tonight?
Hey. What's happening? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
So, first of all, fire topic. But like I was saying in the chat room, though, I have found that a defense mechanism that I have is I retreat before I even know the battle is coming. And I found that can be a very toxic trait that I have, so I'm working on that now. And then the question that I wanted to ask is, because like you were just saying, it's like you're going through the cycles over and over and over. Well, until you get the lesson, aren't you going to continuously keep going through the cycles? I gotta go, y'all. Have a good night.
Yes.
Love you.
Thank you. But she brings up a great point. Yes. I keep telling y'all, many people think the breakup is the answer. Listen, a breakup is synonymous with a terminal in the airport. In order to get on a plane, you got to go through the terminal. See, terminal has different meanings, right? Oh, this is the end of something. No, it's the beginning of something else. You about to get on a plane and fly to your next lesson, which you will find out sooner than later that your next lesson is the same lesson because you refuse to get the lesson. Now, I advocate leaving a relationship if it is violent, if it is dangerous, if it is abusive, emotionally abusive, psychologically abusive. Get out! But I'm here to tell you that work is waiting on you in the next situation. When is it going to be over? When are the lessons going to stop? When you grow up spiritually. And guess what? Never-ending process. Right? For most people, it's a never-ending process. Now, if you're a Tibetan monk and you're not connected to the superficial world, and you're going to do some work that's going to lead you to the rainbow body, go look it up. You got Tibetan monks that choose when they want to die. Look it up. Go get Gaia, the television network, Gaia. They have a whole television series on the rainbow body. when Tibetan monks decide when they want to leave. The greats choose listen to what the greats choose a graceful exit. Well, I think I've done my work. It's time for me to go. Now, if you can't do that, that means you got work. When you going to be liberated from your mama's toxicity? When you're going to be liberated from your father's toxicity? When you're going to be liberated from your family's toxicity? When you're going to be liberated from the toxicity of your normal? Nobody's normal is perfect. Ooh, Lord, 1-800-920-1580. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. Sean, Oakland, California, always represented. Get in here.
Oh, brother, this one's powerful. So, yeah, you know, the amazing thing that you're talking about here is the fact that the hardest thing to do, well, one of the amazing things you're talking about. By the way, you have so much swagger, I think you may have redefined the word with what you're talking about.
Thank you, brother.
I'm not kidding, because right here is the hardest thing to do for anybody, which is to realize in a relationship that doesn't have all that abuse, all that everything I was so glad you said that. If you're in an abusive relationship of any sort, get out. But if it's one of those that's just difficult, right, the hardest thing to do as an individual, whether you're the guy or the girl, whoever, doesn't matter, is to look at yourself and say, I have to make an adjustment. I have to make an adjustment because it's not going right. And things are going in the wrong. Shouldn't I be the leader? Shouldn't I be the leader of the relationship to say, let me just do this one little thing? You can't just say to people, do this, do that. What you got to do is lead by example. That's one thing. The other thing is to say, hey, look, I realize I've kind of been screwing up on these issues.
Wait, Sean, you cooking. You are cooking. It's avocado oil all over the cabinets. Stay with us, good brother. When we come forward, my brother from Reno, Nevada will continue this savory meal. We're 19 minutes in. We're 30 minutes in. We're at 19.99. Please continue to hit the like button. We're 10 likes short. Lovers and lurkers, hit the like button. If you enjoy this topic, if you enjoy this information, please support the channel. We need those likes. Lovers and lurkers, hit the like button. Let us know that you are enjoying this. Do you guys like the topic? Do you like the way I framed it up? Do you see how I integrate ancient Hindu philosophy with intimate relationships? Who's doing it like this? Put up an emoji if you enjoy this topic. Put up an emoji. Whatever emoji you want. Brothers and sisters, I need some book sales desperately. Please go to my website. This is my latest book, The Shrouded Lighthouse by Zoe Williams. How to discover the silver lining in any situation shift. Listen, this book, man, this is my latest book. Go to my website, mrzowhat.com. Order a copy. I'm going to the post office. I'm going to the post office on Wednesday. Please support my books. I need book sales desperately. This is my second relationship book, Zoe Williams, The Holographic Relationship. Please go to my website. You guys can order these two books specifically from my website. I will get the money immediately. Please, please, please go to my website right now, mrzowhat.com. Also, did you know the Situation Shift television show is re-airing, relaunching? All right? The Situation television show is relaunching October 16th. Download the Our TV app. Moderators, please encourage people to support the books. Please encourage people to download the Our TV 78 app. The Situation Shift television show is returning. Nzinga, you like the book? The Holographic Relationship is a cold book. Thank you. The story of Jamie and Dalvin. Eight people need to hit that like button. After the drop.
You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my mama over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the lesson really was wrong, so I think she get it from my mama. The bitterness passed down the bone. Tip and tack when I'm coming out of trauma. She too defensive to listen my own soul. I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the budget series. They know it's hard enough the time that I need. Between working or being so crazy, what's the time zone difference? Don't make it more easy. So I figured I'd call it early. Turn my life down, mercy. I got friends who need. That's the show. That's the show. So just lay back your mind. So everybody tuning in. So
relationships with narcissists don't grow. There's no connection building there. There's no depth because narcissists are completely disconnected from any part of themselves that would allow them to assign permanent emotional meaning to anything. This is why you can have what you think is a deep, meaningful conversation about a serious problem you've been having, and you think you've really gotten somewhere, but then the next day, they're right back to doing whatever they were doing before, like the conversation never even happened. You're constantly moving in circles. You can't work things out with somebody who sees and feels absolutely no importance at all in anything that isn't affecting their mood right now. Relationships that are healthy are like running on a trail. It's a journey. It takes you places. Whereas a relationship with a narcissist is like running on a treadmill. No matter how long you spend, no matter how tired you are, you will always be right where you started.
Wow. The voice of reason. Are you stuck? Samsara, the treadmill. Spiritually going nowhere. Relationships are for spiritual maturity. They will grow you up. You're listening to Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, the VOR, live on KBLA Talk 1580 from the heart of Leimert Park. I had a caller on the line, my brother Sean. Sean, it's time for you to get back in here and keep cooking. Let's go.
Well, brother, I mean, you've been hitting the great points. Let me do a quick reset, which is, when we aren't doing that good relationship thing, and the relationship is having troubles, and if you are on point, here's my thing. If you're on point, meaning you are the guy that's supposed to be the leader, or the woman that's supposed to be the leader, look, when things go bad, you don't blame everybody else below you. You need to look at yourself and say, what adjustments can I make? That is the most important and the most difficult thing to do. And I'm not saying you have to be a narcissist to do it. I mean, I'm just saying when you're confident and everything's going good in your life and you have a relationship you want to keep going, but things start to go awry and they're not doing, what you think everything should be going. First of all, look at how you can make the adjustment to make them, listen to you or respect you. And some of it is, this is how I'm screwing up. And I wanted to let you know, I've been screwing up a little bit here and there, doing this, that, the other. Whatever your errors are, let them know. Then they can respect you. Because if you don't let them know, then they feel like they're master-slave kind of a relationship. And that is not good. What's good is if we're in this together and we work hard to make it work. And that takes a lot of getting out of your ego sometimes and having some humility and understanding you're not perfect and that you screw up, and the other person will really respect you a lot more if you let them know, I screwed up.
Wow. That's good stuff, brother. I appreciate you, Sean. Sean from Reno, Nevada. He's always got a seat at the table. He's always got a seat at the table. Call in anytime. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. Ananda from Westwood Village.
I'm on the radio.
Yes, you're on the radio right now, Ananda. Welcome to the show. What are your thoughts? Talk to me.
Hi, I was so surprised to turn on the radio and hear somebody talking about Samsara, karma.
Well, your name is Ananda, the Sanskrit word for bliss. Come on, Ananda, get in here. Let's go. Bring some bliss.
None of them. I've been listening to all different alternative radio stations, etc. I never heard anyone address that topic as the way you just did.
Mm-hmm.
I love it the way you're connecting it with people. You're breaking it down so people can understand it. But I want to know, what was that? Where did you get that quote from? I really like the way it was worded.
Which quote?
I would like to share it. The quote that when I first turned on the radio, you were talking about samsara. You were defining it. You were reading something.
Earlier in the broadcast.
Oh, yes. I was giving the definition of the term. And
not only that, but you said several other things.
you got to pinpoint what I said, Sister Ananda.
It was saying,
A lot of it is coming off the top of the dome. I've been studying this for over 35 years, so.
No, but I can tell. No, it wasn't you talking. You were playing a tape.
Oh, it's playing the clip. Okay, you were looking for the clip. Well, you know who could help. That's all right. You know who can help you with that? My guy Andy. Andy can help you, my engineer. He can help you with the clip because he knows exactly which one we use. So he'll tell you.
I did ask him, but I didn't explain it right.
No, it's okay, Ananda. He will help you with that. I appreciate the call. Thank you for bringing Westwood Village, UCLA, in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is get on the line. Call me right now. Are you stuck? Relationship Samsara. Are you stuck? How do repetitive negative cycles manifest in relationships? Repetitive negative cycles in relationships can often arise from unresolved conflicts, unmet needs, and unhealthy patterns of communications. Right? These styles can create a sense of stagnation and prevent personal and relational growth. How do we break free from these cycles and find lasting harmony? Can the concept of samsara offer insights into relationship dynamics? By viewing intimate relationships through the lens of samsara, we can recognize that negative cycles may be a result of unresolved karmic patterns from past lives. A lot of people don't believe in that. A lot of people think that that's fake, right? But black people say it all the time. Bring me that baby. Let me see who came back. Don't. If you from the South, you done heard that. Bring me that baby. Let me see who came back. If the person came back, you trying to tell me the lesson didn't? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you tonight. This perspective encourages individuals to take responsibility for their actions and seek personal growth as a means to break free from negative cycles. Now, I need you to understand, this is part of why I always say, look for yourself when you get into the relationship. You say, Zoe, what does look for yourself mean? It means in conflict, observe how you choose to manage the conflict. Right? Do you manage conflict through manipulation? Do you manage conflict through passive aggressive microaggressions? How do you choose? And did that come from your upbringing? Are y'all listening? Did that come from your upbringing? And if it did, that's the work you're supposed to work on. The person comes into your life to trigger, listen to what I'm saying, to trigger your relationship toolbox. That toolbox you've been reaching in every time to try to solve or control situations. Is it effective? Does it create more negativity? We're going to find out when I come forward. Yay, news and traffic. Let's go. Huh? What do you mean?
You said losing traffic after the first segment.
Oh.
You say losing traffic right now. You know, losing traffic is at the 30-minute mark.
I got you.
Sorry.
What's next? What's next? When is at the top? News and traffic?
No, at the bottom. 7:30.
7:30. Gotcha. Hey y'all. I need callers. Y'all want me to talk the whole show? I need callers. I need callers, y'all. I need callers. Where are my friends? What up, Pisces Light in the building?
in a minute. Was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities.
Come on, y'all. No callers? All right, cool.
Is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, just let it ride softly in the background. Whew. Hey, hey, hey. The friends of distinction, you got me going in circles. So many of us are going in circles in our relationships. You know my playlist is always my co-host. And we turned up tonight. Relationship Samsara. Just on a merry-go-round of disappointment. Getting the same person over and over and over again. Getting the same lesson over and over again. But we need to discover how self-awareness and mindfulness can help in breaking negative cycles in intimate relationships. Self-awareness and mindfulness are essential tools in understanding and transforming repetitive negative cycles. By cultivating awareness of our thoughts, our emotions, our responses, and our behaviors, man, we can definitely learn to identify the causes of the patterns that we consistently choose when we're in conflict. I used to always get mad. I used to always get angry. But I became an adult when I recognized that I was acting like a child. Anger, according to Dr. David R. Hawkins, in his book, Power versus Force, he said, anger, unchecked anger, is the action of a child. He says, when a child is frustrated and can't get what he wants, the child cries and throws a tantrum. He is angry because he can't get what he wants. The day I realized that, I grew up a little bit. Do you understand? You gotta get off the hamster wheel of mediocre relationships. And the voice of reason Live on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm going to teach you how to do it tonight. We got callers on the line. Let's get them in here. My playlist is on fire tonight. Listen, if you're stuck in your relationship, call me right now. 1-800-920-1580. Call me. Atala from Houston, Texas is on the line. Talk to me.
What's going on, Uncle Bill? How are you?
You know I'm turned up. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so I have a question. So I know we're speaking on essentially going from one person to the next and having to repeat the lessons that you did not learn, yada yada. So, what if you have a choice between a past person and a new person? What would your advice be in terms of resolving things? Well, choosing, do you resolve things with the old, or do you step into the new, considering that there's lessons that you have on both sides, possibly?
So just look at it like this. I think I described this in it's either the hologram, one of my books, I forgot. I think it's The Shrouded Lighthouse, when I said it's like being in a horror film. No, it's the Relationship Dismount. I said it's like being in a horror film. It's the same film. It's just different actors. So now, new becomes novelty. Now, remember what I said. If that relationship was violent in any kind of way, emotionally violent, psychologically violent, physically violent, leave. But just know that we're going to shoot this movie with new actors. Just know that. You see what I'm saying? Because for many people, we're thinking at a very superficial level. I'd rather learn this lesson from a person that's more attractive than the person I'm currently with. I'd rather learn this lesson from the person that's doing better in life according to society's definition of what success is than with my current person. Do you see? So just make sure that newness doesn't represent novelty, superficiality, right? The lesson is going to be there. Let me tell you something. In college, your professor will tell you this. D's mean do it again. You will have to do this class again if you get a D in it at the end of it. In high school, a D was passing. You got a D, you got through. In college, D means do it again. Do you see? That's the same situation in relationship school. You got to do it again. Now, D means dangerous. Leave. D means denigrating. Leave. D means disrespectful. Leave. D, rigidly dogmatic. Won't change. Can't hear another perspective. Leave. But you still got to do it again. Do you see how that works?
It makes perfect sense.
So now,
Perfect sense.
right, so now you got to ascertain what's really new about the new. What's really new about the new, huh? It only takes 2 weeks for them new Nikes to get creases. Huh?
You ain't said nothing but a word. You're exactly right.
Do you see? So you have to understand, like, yeah, sometimes new is attractive because we're bored. We're not getting what we want. So what do most of us do? Like Dr. David R. Hawkins said, we're frustrated. He said frustration leads to anger. And he says children, spiritual children, act out. Do you understand? I'm 5 years sober from being spiritually immature.
Ooh. That's a topic right there.
Do you see? Do you see? Attila from Houston, Texas, you know what you just did?
No, what I give you?
You brought Houston in the building. Look, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Get at me, get at me. I want to talk to you. If you feel stuck, let's talk about it. Let's work through it. The voice of reason, we still got a lot to talk about. Oh, I got time. Oh, I didn't know. I'm looking at you. You telling me like, so I could have talked to Attila longer. But let me just say this. Compassion is a fundamental aspect of the Hindu concept of samsara. By extending compassion to ourselves first, and then to our partners, we can cultivate understanding. We can cultivate forgiveness. We can cultivate healing. See, healing is the opposite of holding. Y'all better listen. Somebody meme it. Healing is the opposite of holding. Healing is synonymous with letting go. See, you can't recontextualize any wound until you let go of it. Many of us hold on to the wound because the wound has become a part of our identity. Healing is letting go, right? Samsara is repeating, which is lockstep with holding on. You're going to keep getting what you're holding on to. You want something new from your relationship that is pre-existing. You got to let go of a grievance. You got to open your spiritual hand and let it go. If the person matters, if the person is meaningful, if the person is valuable to you and your spiritual development, is that person a stepping stone or a cornerstone? We talked about this before, right? Many of us don't heal because we hold. The moment you drop it, we're going to be okay. I got a lot to talk about, trust me, when we come forward. More from the VOR. I'm strung out over you.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Yep, and then yep. Hey, we're at $29.99. Am I gonna get somebody to support this channel tonight or no? I thought this topic was well thought out. I thought this topic was a powerhouse topic, but apparently not, because y'all must not be feeling it. Y'all not calling in. Y'all not super chatting. Normally, yeah, okay, you know what? Do y'all want me to do just a whole week of reading? I think you know what? I'm going to set it up on my webpage. I'm going to do private readings. Y'all want me to do that? See, because y'all really show up and show out in all aspects. Liking, sharing. I mean, what do y'all want me to do? I asked you to call. If I ask you to call, True Monger say I'm banging on y'all. I'm phone call bullying. But man, y'all hella lax. Y'all done got, man, I'm like Eminem. Y'all done got used to my greatness. That's what happened to Eminem. Dope ass MC. Now he's kind of like, whatever. got whole side conversations. Wow.
Why can't you open up, brother? I'm a karate man. Karate man on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses. Yeah.
How do you make women so well?
So William, reason and accountability. The voice of reason.
So sometimes you're in a relationship and there's a pattern repeating, and then you break up with that person and you go to the next relationship, but you are surprised, maybe not surprised, to discover that that pattern is repeating in that relationship. Whether the pattern is repeating in the relationship with the same person or another person, the issue is within you. And so it's when you recognize that and start to unpack that and work through that and actually release that issue, that you'll find that that pattern that is being mirrored to you in the relationship starts to dissipate. And then in terms of your romantic relationship, what will happen is that you'll find yourself attracted to a very different type of person. So sometimes you're in a relationship.
Wow, heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. We repeat patterns because they are deeply familiar to us. Many times we repeat the behaviors that we learn as children. Your early relationships with your parents or caregivers inform current connections. Not recognizing this means you repeat the cycle, believing that it's just the way relationships go. You can change it if you're courageous enough. You can change the pattern if you're courageous enough. I'm giving you a philosophical perspective tonight just to stretch your mind so you can look at things from a different angle, from a different lens. Merging intimate relationships with the ancient Hindu concept of samsara offers a profound and intellectually stimulating framework for understanding and transforming repetitive negative cycles within intimate relationships. By embracing self-awareness, mindfulness, and compassion, individuals can break free from these patterns and cultivate a healthier relationship, a more fulfilling relationship. Now, while the concept of samsara may not provide all the answers, it offers a unique perspective that encourages your personal growth. Do you want harmony? In order to have harmony, you must respect differences. Do you seem to repeat the same dysfunctional relationship patterns even though they leave you frustrated and hurt? Why do some people end up in one codependent relationship after another? Why does a woman with an emotionally distant mother repeat the same pattern with her own children? 1-800-920-1580. Come on, get up out of this cycle, y'all. Break free. You want moksha? You want liberation. You want nirvana. You want self-actualization. If you want harmony, you got to respect differences. Because you can't have harmony with people thinking the same. See, many people misunderstood equally yoked. Oh, we got to believe the same. Oh, we got to have the same ideas. No. You heard what Wayne Dyer said last week. He said if everybody in a relationship thought the same, one person is unnecessary. Harmony is divergent. And why are people who grew up in violent families more likely to repeat these patterns as abusers or victims of abuse? I'm trying to get you off of relationship samsara. For all those who are just tuning in for the second hour and you don't know what samsara means, samsara is the Sanskrit word for endless cycle of death and rebirth, transmigration of souls. We got work to do in relationships. It's not just about Netflix and chill. I've been saying it for a long time. In this intricate mosaic of intimate relationships, there exists a phenomenon both elusive, and pervasive. Relationship samsara is what I like to call it. Like the ancient concept of samsara in Hindu and Buddhist philosophies, it embodies the cycle of birth. Listen, birth and suffering. Suffering for the Buddhist is dukkha, the opposite of which is sukha. Dukkha means bad space. Well, if you was raised in a bad space, you gonna make love in a bad space. Ooh. If you was raised in a bad space, you gonna learn to make love in a bad space. If you've never experienced sukha during your formative years, sukha, the Pali word or the Buddhist concept of good space. Su meaning good, ka meaning space, good space. Du meaning bad, ka meaning space, dukkha, bad space. If you were raised in a negative environment, you love negative people. This is why the good guy don't win. This is why the respectful guy don't win. This is why the honorable guy don't win. Uh-oh. I know y'all don't want to hear it like that tonight. The good guy's a lame. He a L7. He boring. But the dangerous guy that puts you in dukkha is exciting. He's riveting. 1-800-920-15. I know you don't want to hear it that way. But that's what it is. That's what it is. Right? I'm gonna go back. Like the ancient concept of samsara in Hindu and Buddhist philosophies, it embodies the cycle of birth, suffering, death, and rebirth. In the context of relationship, it manifests as repetitive negative cycles or patterns, right? Trapping partners in a relentless loop of disappointment and discord. To navigate this labyrinth, this maze, a series of poignant questions must emerge. Each question is akin to a torch illuminating the path towards understanding and transformation. Right? What do you want to do with your relationship? What do you want to do in your relationship? Do you want to escape from all the pain? Do you want to escape from all the previous disappointment? Or do you want to use your relationship as a spiritual training facility where one learns to conquer themselves through non-judgmental self-acceptance, self-approval, self-appreciation, through the chronicling, right? And through the organization of looking at all of the beliefs and patterns you picked up, right? You're going to audit all of these things, right? You're going to go through this self-auditing practice. You're going to say, wow, I love my mama, but she wasn't very affectionate. Or I love my mama, right? But she didn't hug me a lot. Or I love my father, but he was exceedingly abusive. Do you understand? You got to go back and look at what birthed you. When I look at your relationships, I can tell you what birthed you. When I sit down and coach couples, I sit down and look at couples and they tell me what's going on. I go, I see what birthed you. And you stayed here because what? That's all I know. That's where I'm comfortable. Then you give them something to do, to go into what I like to call self-revelation. We're going to get you to look at you. Look at how you show up. I had somebody that I've been coaching for the past 2 weeks. I gave them a whole regimen. You know what they said? I didn't feel like doing it. They called me back on the follow-up week. Hey, Zo, I'm just going to be honest. I didn't do none of that. I didn't feel like doing it. Because you're comfortable in spiritual excrement. You're comfortable in spiritual excrement. You're comfortable there. That's your normal. Let's just be honest. Y'all want to tell the truth tonight, right? Right? If your family didn't have no boundaries, neither will your relationships. If your family has unresolved trauma, your relationships will be riddled with them. If your family lacked empathy, your relationships will lack empathy. If your family didn't know how to constructively have a conversation, your relationships will be the same. If your family lacked emotional intimacy and vulnerability, so will your relationships. Huh? If your family shunned healthy disagreements and aggrandized destructive arguments, so will your relationships. If your family don't know how to forgive, you won't either. If your family shut down your individual growth, you're going to shut down your partners. You're going to feel envious. Ooh, you're going to feel like, how you going to get better in my presence? The nerve of you. Ooh, Lord. Huh? If your family thinks some of their negative generational behaviors and patterns are cool, you're going to bring that to the relationship. See, I'm trying to get you off the wheel of time. I'm tired of people saying, oh, you wasted my time. No, you wasted your time because you wasn't looking for yourself in the relationship. You got it inverted. You think they're supposed to come in and fix it. Ain't no fixing you. You're the only spiritual mechanic that you need. But you refuse to pop the hood and go under the car. Yes, you're a vehicle moving through time. And you're going to keep moving through time. That's what you're going to do. You're going to keep moving through time, doing it over and over and over again until you get it. In essence, the questions that I'm laying down here, they serve as beacons, guiding couples out of the labyrinth of relationship samsara. Each inquiry invites reflection, introspection, and dialogue, fostering understanding and connection. Through courageous exploration and a shared commitment to transformation, couples can navigate cyclical challenges, emerging in the light of mutual fulfillment and enduring love. Let me tell you the truth. Grown-up relationships root for each other when we heal internally. Huh? Grown-up relationships are about courageous exploration and shared commitment to transformation. That's what grown-up relationships are about. You're a child if you're not doing this work. I don't care what your chronological age is. You're a child, a spiritual infant, if you're not doing this work. See, that's a real partner. Say, babe, did you call your therapist? You know you got to get in there and get that work in. You know, you're right. I'm on it. Say, babe, how did it go with the therapist? Did you learn something about you? Was it fruitful? Do you feel your perspective expanding? Then the next week, it's her turn. Hey, babe, what did your therapist say? Did they encourage you? Then we go together. Do you understand? A lot of people ain't doing that kind of work. You're listening to the voice of reason. Hey, I'm going to the phone calls in a second when I come forward. We got folks in Southern California from my town. Oh, Lord, we got people from Pensacola, Florida. Oh, it's on and cracking. Let's get it. Hey, man, I'm sorry, but this topic is so fucking good. You know what I'm saying? This is one of my best, most efficiently executed topics. And just the lack of, I mean, there's side conversations going on. I just don't know what to say, man. It's disrespectful. Y'all know I can't read. Y'all know I can read, I just can't see. I'm a multitasker and yet totally focused. Okay. All right. I'm gonna stay focused. Besides Mimi being off topic, oh. That's funny. Hey, somebody just dropped $5 on the super chat. I want to thank them. Oh, I'm staying on point. Just dropped $5. That's right. No cursing. No cursing. No cursing. We're at $34.99. An hour and 20 minutes in. If you can do it, can everybody drop $5? Those who haven't done it. Round and round I go. Woo! That playlist. My playlist is on fire tonight. Round and round. Relationship Samsara. It makes sense now, doesn't it? You know, I've always been a fan of Hindu philosophy. The Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita. Gita is song. Bhagavad, the song of God. Right? Bhagavad, God, the song of God. 700 verses from the Mahabharata. Maha is great. Rabata is revolution. The Mahabharata, right? That's a larger book that talks about a revolution, okay, that happened amongst family, right? People were in this civil war, so to speak, and 700 verses within the Mahabharata was pulled out of that book, and those 700 verses become the famous Bhagavad Gita. Always been fascinated by the Hindu belief system. You know, you get people who are religiously illiterate and they falsely believe that the Hindus believe in thousands of gods. No, 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 no. They believe that God is everything. They believe that you would think that if you think God is infinite, right? They believe that God is everything. So what they did was anything that they saw was a physical manifestation of God. So you have the elephant, Ganesh. The elephant is so large it destroys forests. It'll destroy a whole forest, a group of elephants. So they saw the elephant as the remover of obstacles. Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, the manifestation of God removing obstacles in your life. And wherever there is Ganesha, there is the little mouse, and the mouse is also a god. So people misinterpret, oh, they worship many gods. That's because you don't understand that they see God as infinite. There's nothing that exists that is not God. So the Hindus get disrespected because most people don't understand the philosophy behind the belief system. Do you see? Do you see? Even Ganesha, right? Ganesh, the remover of obstacles, is fearful of the mouse. Do you see the balance there? Man, it's beautiful, man, when you start to really get into it. I was so inspired by the Hindu belief system, and just as a young researcher studying it, you know, in 1999, when my second child was born, my daughter, I named her Prema. The Sanskrit word Prema, devotional love for God. It was just such a powerful name, and I said, Prema, that is her. That is my baby, Prema. And when she came out, oh my God, she wasn't covered in anything. She was clean. It looks like she had lip gloss on, and there was a little sparkle, and I was the first one to hold her. I said, oh, this is Prema. Devotional love for God. Do you understand? And so tonight's topic brings me back to Hindu philosophies and Buddhist philosophies. Oh, that's devil worship. Anything outside of Jesus is wrong. You're going to hell this evening. No, you're not. You're not. If you study Buddhism, you'd see the parallel between Christ and Buddha. And I'm talking about doctrinally. There's whole books out there that puts Jesus' words alongside the Buddha. Now remember, the Buddha predates Jesus by 500 years. You put their words side by side, they read the same. So tonight's topic was so powerful because I know people are stuck. I know people are in relational samsara. The endless cycle of death, rebirth, and life again. Reliving the same relationship with different people, getting the same outcome because you think nothing is wrong with you. I'm not going to allow it. Something is wrong with you and been wrong with you. Go do your work. We got callers. I'm sorry. I digress. We've got callers. Let's get him in here. Juliet, Pasadena, California. Get in here.
Hello?
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
What do you think about tonight's
You know,
topic?
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. But then also I was feeling that sometimes people that come from, like, well, I'm going to say drama families, sometimes it'll make you do the opposite of what your family did because you don't want your family to be like that.
A lot of therapists do that.
You know,
A lot of people become therapists because they came out of traumatic situations and they do the reverse. You're absolutely right.
yeah, yeah. But a lot of what you're saying makes sense. Yeah, I kind of started going down memory lane. Even though I had good parents, they still have some faults, you know.
And that's okay. That's okay. You just gotta learn how to break up with their faults. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
Just do
Juliet,
better. Sometimes you could take baby steps, but as long as you're going forward with it.
how about it, Juliet? Are you from Pasadena, child?
Yeah, I'm from Pasadena.
Dina Love, whoop whoop. Hey, I appreciate you, sister, for calling in. Thank you so much. And guess what? You got a seat at the table. Anytime you want to call in, you call me, okay?
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Juliet brought Pasadena in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, Pensacola, Florida, and Long Beach, California. They've got a lot to talk about. Let's get it. Hey, that goddamn playlist is dumb as hell tonight.
Was that New Jack?
This New Jack all day.
All right.
Boy, Teddy, that playlist is dumb as hell. Woo! Zoe having flashbacks of parachute pants and a Duke kit. I hear you, brother. Shit, she see Beyonce making all that money. She's like, I need to get out there and get this bread. Because Beyonce ain't bullshitting on that tour side of things. What up, y'all? Y'all good? Yo, we 90 minutes in, man. $35.99. God damn, man. I put a lot of work into this thing, man. Yo, if you guys haven't done it, go get you a copy of one of these books, okay? Go to my website, MrZoWhat.com. Order a copy of my book. Listen, anybody who orders a copy of my book in the last 30 minutes of this show, free coaching session, 30 minutes, plus an autographed signature. Free coaching session, either one of these, free coaching session, right? 30 minutes. All you got to do is email me your digital receipt. When I get your digital receipt, I'm going to email you and say, what part of the weekend are you free? Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, or Sunday? What part of the weekend are you free? Then after you say, I'm free at this time, I'm free at that time, I'm going to send you the business line that you can call. And then we'll do a 30-minute session. Anybody who buys a book, one of my books, that's what you're going to get. Free coaching session plus an autographed signature. So go to my website right now, mrzowhat.com, and purchase one of these or both of these books. Support your brother. All right? I'm asking you to do it on Super Chat, but nobody's really in there. Alma just dropped $1. I appreciate it. Thank you. You won't have to autograph my order. I'm giving them away as gifts. Man, True Monger, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. 4:30 a.m. sowing this good game from my good brother Zoe. About to reap the benefits through me. Then to me, to my extended family, and so on and so forth. Much love, man. Much love. I appreciate it. You guys enjoying the playlist? Y'all know what I'm playing next? Y'all know what I'm playing next? That's New Jack Swing. That's Teddy Riley. That's Guy. Let me ask you a question. Is eating ice the same as drinking water? Like if you just eat a bunch of ice all day, is that the same as drinking water? It's eating water, right? Just not as just not consuming as much. Nah, my iron has always been good. I just like ice.
So I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my 2 times hit. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected. Neglected my effort, a fell with no trust. Pretty games and affairs that be tearing us up. When things are picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I know like the feel like you get stuck in the same cycles, like it's deja vu, when this pattern of toxicity or dysfunctional behavior comes up again in your relationship? Then guess what? You came to the right place today, because it happens to all of us. All of us have different patterns in our relationship where either we can't resolve conflict, we exhibit dysfunctional behavior, where we feel stuck, and there's probably nothing worse than feeling like you're repeating and stuck in the same patterns. It causes hopelessness and frustration, and at some point you're just like, dude, I don't think we'll ever get out of this. So what I want to do today is I want to provide a practical framework that anybody can use that will help you stop toxic patterns, evaluate them, and create something new in your relationship so you don't feel stuck anymore. That's what I want to provide for you today. Before I do that, listen, if you need help in any area of your relationship, we would love to walk with you in the relationship journey. One of the greatest ways to do that is in community. If you watch any of my videos, you know I believe in community and the power of community and being with other couples and individuals who can support you in your relationship. Our Altered Marriage Membership Community is the place you want to be. I've got some information below on that to check it out. I really do think that's the answer to us as couples building strong, thriving relationships, is in the context of community. So if you are stuck in a pattern, if you don't know how to get out of a pattern, I want to give you a framework that can help you do that. And what it is you actually have to go back and reevaluate those difficult moments. Sue Johnson, who's the founder of Emotion Focused Therapy, she calls this technique revisiting a rocky moment. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to find a time where you're going to go evaluate the pattern that you get into. You can do some things around that, and then that'll help you not to get in the pattern again. So I've got 6 steps that can help you reevaluate a difficult moment so that you can break the cycle of toxicity in your relationship. Step number 1 is just revisit a difficult situation. So what that's going to require is that after the emotions have died down, so you've gotten into a conflict, it hasn't gone well, things have been said, you've both been hurt, there's no resolution, that's not the moment to do it. Oftentimes we get stuck because we want to actually try to fix something in the moment that it's not working well, and that's never going to go well. And then when things calm down, we never want to go back and revisit it, because the old let sleeping dogs lie, right? I'm having a good moment. Why do I want to ruin a good moment by bringing up an old moment that didn't go very well? But that's the only way to get out of the pattern. So the first thing you got to do is go back and revisit the moment. When the emotions have died down, one of you can go to the other and say, hey, is there a time we can talk about that again? If you already have a regular weekly staff meeting, like I've suggested in a lot of other videos, then you already have a regular time to do this, which makes it much easier, because like we already have in our schedule a regular time to talk about and revisit some of these difficult moments. So step 1 is you got to go back and revisit the moment. Step 2 is when you're doing that, you need to own your part. Both people need to own the part that they played in the conflict. I don't care if you think the other person was 99% at fault or 100% at fault and all you did was react to them, you still reacted. And so what that looks like is you own your part. Hey, I got frustrated and I started being critical and yelling at you. And then the other person says, when you were critical, I started complaining back and doing whatever you did back. You're owning your part. Guess what? When both people own their part, it actually allows the other person to now step in and be empathetic and extend grace, because you've owned your part. If you never own your part, it's very hard.
Caller asked about archived episode, so I said YouTube and the app, just in case you want to remind folks.
For the situation we were in. Number 3, we need to name our emotions. Listen, you were feeling something.
Wait, stop that.
Moment.
He said you need to name the emotion. He talking about negative patterns. This reminds me of The Exorcist. The Exorcist in every movie is trying to force the demon to give up its name. Name the negative emotion. Okay, go back. Go back to it.
You were feeling something in that moment, and all that probably was exhibited was anger, because that's what we exhibit. And when you exhibit anger, anger elicits defensiveness or criticism back. So you need to name your emotions. Hey, when that happened, I felt hurt, and that hurt caused me to respond and do the things I did. Or you may say, hey, when you said those things, I acted indifferent, but I really just numbed myself because I do care. I'm not indifferent, but I just numb myself because it's difficult to deal with the emotions that I'm feeling. We're naming our emotions. Again, When you name your emotions, when you own your part, it actually puts the other person in a much less defensive position where they feel like they can then step into the conversation a little better. So you need to name your emotions. Number 4, we have to...
Ooh, I'm not going to give you all of them. I'm sorry. He is cooking. What's that brother name? Come on, because I want them to find out.
The name of the page is Relation Shots.
Relation Shots is the name of the YouTube page. Go there right now. Relation Shots. Hey, man, he's cooking. You listen, in every demonic exorcist movie, they got to name the demon. Sometimes when things go left unsaid, I'm talking about the stuff inside you. You not naming it. You not claiming it. You not naming it. You can't reframe it. Eric Wooten. Y'all got to check that out. Eric Wooten. The YouTube page is Relation Shots. There it is. Man, that's fire. Let's get Nzinga from Pensacola, Florida in here. Talk to me, sis.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Will.
Yes, how you doing tonight? What do you think about tonight's topic?
I'm okay. I hope you're having a peaceful day. So,
Yes.
I just have some questions, and you may have answered it, but I may not have heard you. But once you make Samsara your son, I guess, so to speak, for lack of words, do you elevate, like, you have the Suka and the Dukkha? What would be the next step when you get off the wheel, when you get off the treadmill?
Oh, moksha.
And you learn the lesson.
Moksha. So the term moksha just simply means liberation. But many people have never been freed from what they modeled. So if you're not free from what you model, you bring the model into your relationship and then model the relationship after what you modeled. Do you see? So there is no real freedom. It's like you're carrying your prison around with you. This is why I say, are you my soulmate or my cellmate? Because if you see, no, go ahead, sweetheart. Go ahead. You got the floor.
No, I was going to say that what you're saying kind of moves into the second one, because I guess that comfort in that dysfunction based on the attachment style who you're attracted to. And then I guess, like you said, everything is always your upbringing and how you were modeled. So do people get on that, I want to say, I think I was going to say the hamster wheel, or I call it the treadmill, based on that comfort in that dysfunction and their attachment style?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, the known is comfortable, even when it's not, because that's all you've known. Do you see? This is why everybody should go get Krishnamurti's book. It's not a relationship book, but it applies to this. Freedom from the Known by J. Krishnamurti. His seminal work, Freedom from the Known. Do you see? It doesn't mean your parents were bad. It doesn't mean that they were evil or disrespectful. It just means, they were a work in progress. And if you ever want to experience, should I do relationship moksha tomorrow? Relationship liberation? Relationship freedom? Should I do that?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. They not ready for that one. Lord have mercy. And Nzinga, once again, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for always supporting. You brought Pensacola, Florida in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I still got a lot to talk about. I'm going to Long Beach, LBC. Tonight was a really good topic. I appreciate everybody for being here. Nzinga, great call, Nzinga. Thank you. Always being so transparent and open and sharing. I appreciate y'all. Hey, listen, if anybody in here needs relationship coaching, Go to my website, Mr. Zo What. Okay? If anybody needs relationship coaching, I've already said you could get a free 30-minute session if you purchase one of my books. Okay? I think I saw Truemonger. He purchased 2 of them. So thank you. Please continue to support. I need the support. This is my business. This is what keeps me alive. So please support me. You come in here, you listen to the shows, you get the information. Please support the books because this is my business. All right? Show your brother some love, man. Somebody just bought some He Is Risen. I ain't even promoted He Is Risen. Somebody just bought some. Oh, word? Hey, definitely. Get at me. Let's do it. I think it has been a pretty good show, Mimi. I agree with you. That's right. Send your receipts to my email address, vor106@gmail.com. vor106@gmail.com. Yes, thank you to everybody that contributed. Round and round, Tevin Campbell. My playlist is my co-host, Always on Fire, produced by none other than Prince Rogers Nelson. You hear Prince in the background. Round and round, great record. Especially for tonight's topic, man. Relationship Samsara. Fire, ladies and gentlemen. We've been on fire all night. We got callers. I want to get them in before it's too late. I'm staying on point. Long Beach, California. Get in here.
Hey, Alafia family, Alafia.
Alafia.
Really quick. I have I guess, a saying on my wall that I read every day. Comfort is the best to progress. Personal responsibility, I believe, is in direct connection to the love you have for yourself. When we get into our relationships, I tell people, if you're in a relationship for a year and a half, then you need to be off the market for a year and a half so you can detox. so you can self-reflect and see what happened. And hopefully you're doing the work within that time. That way you raise your vibration, you strengthen those things that you need to do so you can have a harmonious relationship. And that way you don't keep attracting the same thing over and over again. It's just like sweeping the dirt under the rug. Eventually that rug is not going to lay flat anymore.
That's
It's
good.
going to have a hump there. So if we don't take the time to properly detox and love on ourselves for real and know, figure out our direction, get some clarity, and be honest. I'm not looking for a relationship right now. I'm working on myself. You have to be strong enough, because a lot of people, they can't be lonely, or they can't, seem to survive without having someone to call. That's a personal issue that you need to work on.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Girl, I love it. I'm staying on point. LBC, California in the building. Long Beach, thank you so much for the call. You brought the LBC in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know what you got to do. Just call me right now, 1-800-920-1580. Let's go all the way over to Tupelo, Mississippi. Sway, get in here.
Oh, man, what's up with the Zoe? Is that you on the line?
That's right, brother. I'm on the line. Talk to me, man. We got a little bit of time, so you got to make it quick.
Yeah, I know, I get it. I just got to say, man, I'm a big fan, man. I've been following you and Corey since 2009, 2010, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
You do what you do. You really are dope to me, man. I won't let you know, but I'm just saying something deep off what you're saying that was a statement that I heard. It's really kind of hard being an angel when you're surrounded by so many devils. So that's like the negative energy, kind of going back and forth, competing, but you have to choose which side of the driver. Like, you're going to be the passenger or the driver.
Man.
So, just kind of add that in. That was deep. Like I said, great show, man. Salute and much love.
Thank you, brother.
And I also got the relationship dismount book, too.
Yes, sir. Thank you, good brother. Yes, man. Oh, Lord. Thank you, brother. We appreciate it. Sway, Tupelo, Mississippi. We appreciate it. Brother Jones from Omaha, Nebraska. Get in here.
What's up, Joe? How you doing, bro? Talk about personal accountability, man. When you don't lie, the first thing you can do is stop lying. If you tell the truth all the time, man, you'll never have any problems, man. That's the best thing you can do for yourself, because no matter what somebody else thinks, you got your own self be true.
Yes.
And the other thing is called integrity. You got to take care of yourself. Being a bachelor, man, I got to pay my bills, cut my grass, iron my clothes. And a lot of people don't understand that you really don't need somebody. You want them, but you don't need them. My aunt used to say, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. And a lot of people can't deal with that. I mean, look at the moon out here. Look at things to be tapped in that was going on. I'll be like, just be yourself. If you yourself, everybody else will be cool, man.
Man, I love it, brother. I love it. Omaha, Nebraska. You already know what it is. Terrence, Bud, Crawford. You know what it is. We appreciate the call tonight. Let me just say, man, relationship is the university of you, where you are revealed to you. Part of your curriculum. Why do we repeat what's familiar? Even though we know it's dysfunctional and not working well for us, we repeat behaviors because they feel familiar and we know what to expect from them. This is what I call the devil you know, and we often choose it over the unknown devil because it's not known to us. This is from Psychology Central, psychcentral.com. We repeat what we learned as children. The beliefs, coping skills, and behavioral patterns that we learned in childhood become deeply entrenched because we learned them when we were vulnerable and our brains weren't fully developed. And years after using them, they're hard to change. But let me say, Your relationship with your parents, that's like kindergarten. That's like preschool. That's like elementary school. Your relationships in your adult life are like grad school. And everything you learn in kindergarten, preschool, elementary, listen, you have to unlearn it in adult relational grad school. You have to unlearn. You're not an adult with your parents' patterns. Oop. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know it all. I don't know nothing. I just like starting the conversation. Let me just say this really quickly. My television show, The Situation Shift, re-airs. It re-airs. It's being relaunched October 16th. Please download the Our TV 78 app so you can see all of the episodes. Great television show that I shot earlier this year. I want you guys to watch it. Our TV 78. Also, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family of KBLA family, go to the KBLA.store and purchase my books. They're available on the store. The Shrouded Lighthouse, the Holographic Relationship. Go over there and support your brother Zoe Williams. Now, we started the conversation. It's your job to finish it. But up next, this fire that I lit, well, Robin lit it. I kept it going. I'm the meat in the sandwich. Here we go. You already know Jill Monroe. Her great show, RSVP, is up next. If you enjoyed this, stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow with another slapper. Deuces! Great show, man. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Great show tonight. Thank y'all. All right. I'll see y'all tomorrow with another slapper. Deuces. What up, Jill?
How are you?
I'm good.